Hola, hola, hola. Hello, everyone. It's Tuesday before Thanksgiving, Friendsgiving, whatever way you want to call that. I love this deck. I'm using the Sacred Earth Oracle deck, and I love this deck. It's like a really cool deck. Oops. And it's the one that I'm using today. Hope everybody's doing awesome. I said again, it's Tuesday, so we're kind of looking at the pre-Thanksgiving. I know that sometimes the holidays bring a little bit, of anxiety. Don't go away. Don't go away. Sometimes the holidays bring a little bit of anxiety, and that anxiety can kind of take over and distort. I'm going to say, yes, use the word distort, perceptions of things that are going on in our life. 3. Okay, all right, so we've got several cards here. So grab your snack, grab a drink, grab a snack, grab something, and let's take a look. The energy that's coming in is really kind of interesting because it's the Unity card, but it's upside down. So when I'm looking at this, the message that I'm getting is like feeling scatterbrained and disconnected. So the energy coming in before Thanksgiving talks about feeling scatterbrained and disconnected. So, and that's kind of funny because I just did a little reading, a one card reading over on Instagram, and it was the movie Plane, Trains, and Automobiles came up. And it was like kind of like having to make great effort to get where you want to go. And so when I look at this on the Sacred Earth Oracle cards, and the first card coming in is Unity upside down, it's talking about feeling disconnected, feeling like you're on your own. All right, so what's the obstacle that comes in? Oh goodness. Okay, so I tried to. Don't go away. I'm almost back. Okay. All right. So the obstacle that's coming in and is magnetism, and it's upside down. Okay. So again, it is reinforcing. It is a little, because this is the obstacle card. It is actually giving a little bit more support, saying that, yeah, this feeling of being disconnected and, disconnected is pretty intense. And it starts to get magnified in this card here. It starts to get magnified where I'm going to say it almost feels like a full-blown panic attack, Now, what's really kind of interesting in what I'm looking at here is this is the help or the assistance card. So if the energy that's coming in is talking about feeling really disconnected, that you are kind of like marching to the beat of your own drum. You're not connected with anybody. There's like, I wouldn't say disharmony, but there's not a lot of connectiveness in there. It's like being on a subway and you don't know anybody else on the subway, and it's really lonely. And that was the energy coming in. And then we get this reinforcement of feeling further disconnected, and I'm getting like this feeling of a panic attack, feeling very overwhelmed, almost suffocating. But what is really interesting is that the help card, and we'll take a look at that, the help card is surface upside down. So the message that I'm getting here is that you kind of swallow, and I mean that metaphorically, but you don't allow that full eruption of your panic attack or of, that total jacked up. I'm feeling like so disconnected. Sitting down at the table, and you're like, I know none of these people anymore, maybe. And almost kind of like a frightening kind of feeling. And I'm like, man, this is only Tuesday. But guess what? You don't go into that full-blown panic attack. And there's no need for that to happen. Because once you get into that situation, and what do you notice? But you notice that it's really kind of calm. Everybody else is, and this is the way it comes across, everybody else is on the same page. We put a lot of angst into something that we feel like is totally out of our control, and that's the beginning part of this reading. But once we get into it, and we're and I don't want to say in the middle of it, but in the middle of it, in the midst of it, we realize that we're not really that different from everybody else, and that everyone else that was, that we're all coming together, they were worried about the same thing. And we're realizing that it's actually a really kind of groovy feeling. And this is what I love. I love the shift card. So we have a shift in energy. So if we walked in and we were carrying tons of angst, anxiety, worry, preoccupation, whatever you want to call it, everybody else was carrying it too. But the cool thing that happens is none of us let it erupt. And I'll tell people, I'll say, you know what? If you're in the middle of something, and you're feeling all of this anxiety going on with that, the most important thing there, and I'm going to say, is don't ever let them see you sweat. Not as a negative thing for them to see you sweat, because it's not about that. But in the first couple of cards that we looked over in here, I'm trying to pull them up here. So we had unity upside down, and then with the magnetism saying, we're going to further feel this disconnect. We're like, no, it's like, I don't know anybody there, or nobody knows me, or I don't even like them, or whatever. Everybody was thinking the same thing and having the same worries. And then it all comes through, because we're not going to let it surface up, but it all comes through. It was revolution upside down, and yeah, they were all worried about the same thing. And so what happens is that you get to drop that guard, you get to drop that anxiety, drop that angst, and finally get to enjoy this holiday. Enjoy the vibration, enjoy what you're doing, and being with the other people, and having some good laughter and fellowship, and friendship, and maybe rekindling some family. I'm getting rekindling some family favor. Sometimes this is a perfect energy for us to be able to say, I'm sorry. And that was part of it there, was that this is going to be a great opportunity to drop the bondage, drop the mask, drop everything, and just be real and be connected in with what you're doing through that. Now, as everybody kind of relinquishes their anxiety and we start to enjoy ourselves, we actually find our place within that rhythm. Now, space can mean space as in wide, vast, and open, and space can also mean logistically, like where you're located or where you're connected. And that's what I'm feeling right through there. This is actually, it was like, once you drop some of the biases and fears, you'll actually really be able to connect in with other people and connect in with your vibe tribe. and know who you are and where your place in that great story is. And a lot of times, I think the holidays bring in a sense of fear of being with other people, or maybe people that we've had some bygones with. You know, we haven't done. Maybe we. All right, so we won't say maybe. So maybe you have. Well, yeah, I guess I will say maybe. There are some relationships that are strained, and things that have occurred over the last couple of years. You know, COVID did a lot of weird things to the way that we work and manifest our work on, and also as well as manifest new relationships. It really kind of changed the rules of engagement. So when I look at this card and I see the stretch, I look at it as in a sense of really creating our new rules of engagement, and creating a stronger foundation or network or web of who we are and who we connect with. So this is going to be a lot of really exciting energy coming in. We just kind of have to get over the fears that we see in the very beginning part of that. Well, I mean, we always fear things that are unknown. We really don't know what other people are going to act like or what they're going to do, unless they're always extremely predictable. And then when you get together and you guys are sitting around a table and you're, you know, breaking bread with each other, it's a point of vulnerability, and it's where are you willing to go with that vulnerability. So it's a great weekend, a great time, actually a great time to make some amends and create some new memories. So peace, love, and harmony. I'll see you very soon.